Hi, good afternoon. We're going to be talking about the late Osinachi. May her soul rest in peace. We're going to be talking about her today and how her death could have been avoided. We are not talking about the late Osinachi because we can resurrect her back from the dead. A lot of people are saying, blessing, leave the dead, let the dead rest in peace. Blessing, leave the dead. Really? She died for a reason. Osinachi's death was to liberate and to save some of you from dying. Because in the real aspect of it, somebody will have to die for some people to learn. Osinachi's death was historical for those of you who are religious and churches. Osinachi's death was to expose a lot of people in Christian homes. Osinachi's death was not supposed to be a quiet one. We were supposed to talk about her to save you. I can imagine Osinachi would have come across a whole lot of my video, and she probably would have been like, this blessing safe. This girl, wait till they talk about divorce. A whole lot of it. But she's dead today, and I'm alive. A lot of you are going through domestic violence, yet you will still come every day and criticize that same thing you're going through until you die in it. So this video is for you. It's not for Osinachi. It's for you that is still alive. Let's see if we can save you, and let's see if you can survive. Rumor has been going around of the late Osinachi of what she had gone through. For those of you who do not know, she's a gospel singer, a very good one at that. Magnificent voice. Her voice can raise the dead. If voices could raise the dead, Osinachi can never die, because her voice was a definition of angelic voice. But she's dead. And from the rumors we are hearing, they said she went through domestic violence. I have a lot of people who have reached out to me that is very close to her. People that were close to her, including pastors. They've told me a whole lot of stories about her ordeal. Even though Osinachi made a lot of people vow or promise not to share with anybody. Because most of the people who reached out to me about Osinachi said, if Osinachi wants to tell you anything about her marriage, she will make you promise not to share it with anybody. So it was more like a lot of people that she shared her predicament with was keeping a secret for her. So that was why it looks as if nobody said anything about what she was going through until she died. Because she made everybody that she told swear not to tell anybody. Osinachi died protecting her marriage because she didn't want people to say. Osinachi died because she didn't want the shame. Osinachi died because she wanted to be that good Christian woman. She had personal reasons why she wanted to endure all these pains. Because on so many occasions, people who knew her said, you can't even call Osinachi. Osinachi, you can't call her phone directly. Her husband is going to pick up. So from the beginning, there were lots of loopholes that she endured. From the rumors that are going around, they even said there are sometimes her husband will ask her children to beat her. Good. It simply means that her children saw their father beat their mother. From the news that is going around right now, the children, her first son is actually saying that the father said it is okay to beat a woman. It's getting interesting. And if people say we should not talk about Osinachi, we have to talk about her because her story is going to liberate a lot of family. Dear women, you say you are staying in that domestic violent marriage because of your children. Is that not a lie that you constantly tell yourself? I am here because of my children. I am here because of my children. But Osinachi, who was a minister, stayed in a marriage that was abusive. Because when a man abuses his wife, he abuses his children indirectly because the children are watching. Abuse is not even about beating your wife. Abuse is even about allowing your children see you beat your wife. That is abuse. Because a lot of men who beat their wives today watch their parents beat their mothers. And you are telling me that you are in this marriage because of your children. No! You don't like your children. If you are in an abusive marriage and your children have to watch your husband beat you all the time, you don't love your children. You fail them. Your job as a parent is to protect your child. If you love your children, you will run so that your children don't become your husband. Some of you parents have breeded animals in the name of relationship. I saw one pastor wrote in a particular place, said, most irresponsible children are being grown from diverse homes. I wish I could have a debate with that pastor and I would shut her up. It's a lie. Most irresponsible children come from homes with husbands and wife. Most broken children are not from broken homes. That thing is a myth. Most broken children are from complete homes that watch their mother hit their father or watch their father hit their mother. You people should stop hiding on that broken home. I am here because of my... It's a lie. Most of the damaged children today started from what they saw their father do to their mother or from what their mother did to their father. You people should stop hiding on that divorce. That's a lie from the pit of hell. Every brokenness came from a complete home. What you watch your parents do. A lot of women and men actually run from domestic violence because they don't want their children to see it. You think if I watch my mother abusing my father, I'm not going to abuse my husband? Or you think if I watch my father abusing my mother, I'm not going to abuse my wife? What are you talking about? Our parents are the first idol that we see. That's the reason why no matter where we fly our children, fly them abroad, fly them to Japan, they will still be irresponsible because you as a parent, you're not a role model. So dear women, stop lying to yourself and telling us this rubbish that you are in a bad relationship or marriage because of your children. That's a lie. Some of you mothers have failed your kids. I remember somebody reaching out to me. One of my neighbors where I used to live. One day, I was washing plates because the duplex, my kitchen actually faced his parlor. My kitchen, from his parlor, he can see what I'm doing in the kitchen. Because more like my backyard is his, sitting room. His parlor is facing my... One day, I was washing plates. I didn't even know that he was watching me from the window. I was washing plates. I was cooking. I was frying. And I was mopping at the same time. As I was mopping, I was washing clothes at the backyard. And after a few hours, I was ready for work. I was telling my first son to take me a picture. When I finished taking the picture, I drove my children to school. When I came back, he called me. He said, "Can I give you a hug?" I said, "Really?" I said, "Yes." "Can I hug you?" I was scared. He said, "Nothing, I just want to hug you." He hugged me and told me, "You're a strong woman." I told him, "Thank you." He said, "I wish my mother did this for us. I wish my mother was as strong as you were. I wish my mother never abandoned us and married somebody else. Our lives would have been better." I told him, "What happened?" He said, "Each time I see you, you make me dislike my mom. Because whenever my mom tells me that she left or she remarried and abandoned us because she could not survive, I'm a typical example that his mother lied." I had to sit him down and talk to him. That not every woman have the capacity of strength like other women. He said she would have tried. If you truly love your children, leaving a domestic violent marriage is savior. One day my first son asked me, "Mommy, are you going to remarry?" And I smiled. And I told him, marriage is not my priority. I just want you guys to grow in a good environment. I've never said this before, but my greatest fear of getting married again is to watch somebody abuse my children. Marriage is not my problem. It's the abuse that is my greatest fear. For one man to come and remind my son that I'm not your father. For one man to come and tell my son, are you my child? For me to practically have a child for another man, and the man constantly reminds my child, or probably if there's anything no. I told my son, I will marry when all of you are grown. That is when I will take my life back. But for now, I want to take care of you guys. That is love. That is true love. I don't give a fuck about myself. I left my ex-husband because of my children. I said, my son is not going to watch this. No. That was love. It took me 5 years to get custody of my son. And when I finally got custody of my son after 5 years, the first thing he told me the day he landed in my house was, Mommy, do you know that my daddy used to beat my other mommy? Because my ex had remarried, even before our divorce. While we were going through a divorce, my ex has already married. Not a problem. He told me, Mommy, do you know that my daddy used to beat my other mommy? The beating did not stop at Blessing CEO. And I'm saying this on a live. If my ex or his wife is watching it, he still beats his wife. I asked him what happened. He said, the other day my other mommy was backing my other brother. My daddy was drawing her and beating her in the kitchen. This was what my 5-year-old son told me when I got custody of him. And I told him, you would never see that again. It is wrong to beat a woman. 5 years. And my son had already seen his father hitting his stepmother. So it was so easy for me to tell my son the story. You know, when God wants to vindicate you, he knows how to do it. Because my son had seen his father hit his stepmother, when I told my son the story of why I left his father, it was so easy. So God had liberated me. There was no lie. Because if he could watch his father hit his second wife, what would he say I did to him? And since my son came to me, he has never seen anything like violence except love. Dear women, can you stop lying to yourself and saying you are in that toxic relationship because of your family or because of your children? That's a lie from the pit of hell. You are in that toxic relationship because of your selfish self. You are in that toxic relationship because some of you are hungry. Some of you do not know how to take care of yourself. Some of you are lazy. That's why you are there. It's not easy to leave a man. It's not easy to leave a man. Shut up. I left my ex-husband at 21 years. There was no Blessing CEO when I walked out of my previous marriage. There was no fame. There was no money. When I left my ex-husband, I didn't have 1 naira. I had an extra year in school. I didn't have 1 naira to my bank account. I didn't have anywhere to go. My family had disowned me. Many of you are older than me. Many of you are working. Osinachi was working. Osinachi was successful. I wasn't. Because when I'm talking about divorce, many of you think I divorced as Blessing CEO. I divorced as a nobody. Blessing CEO came up about 2-3 years ago. I divorced at 21 years when I was still in the university, an extra year. I divorced when my son was just 8 months. I took that walk. I didn't have anywhere to go. God bless my friend Amarachi Sude. She was the one who accommodated me in her house in Akwa Ibom. For me to even get transport money to leave my ex-husband, I had to sell my wedding ring. I was 21. I didn't have hope, but I wanted to survive. I was 21. I didn't cheat. My ex-husband was the first and only man in my life. He met me at 15, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. My ex-husband took away my youth. I didn't know what it is to date men. He knows. For every time people say want to hear your ex-husband's side of the story, I dare you to open your mouth, Lucky. He can't. I dare you my ex to open, he can't. Because I hold him by the balls. This one is not talk. I will spill evidence. He met me at 15. From 15 years, what possibly do you think I know? He took away my youth. Because it's from 18 years that the girl started to have. I didn't have boyfriend. From 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 to 21 years of my life, I was with him. Everything I knew, he taught me. But at 21, I still took that step and I left. Many people often ask me, Blessing, how did you leave? I'm going to share with you how I left. The beating got so bad. There are sometimes my ex would tie me on the ceiling fan and flog me. You know, when I say my story is not a story that doesn't have witness. My best friend is still alive, Osinachi Honora. She witnessed my ex-husband beats me. And the good thing about my ex-husband is that he didn't beat me in private. He beat me both in public. My younger sisters witnessed my ex-husband beat me to coma. Do you know how many times this guy beats me to coma? The last time he beats me to coma, they had to take me to his elder sister's boyfriend's hospital. Because they took me there in case I died. They can be able to cover it up. When I woke up from coma, I was sitting down and I was crying. I told the doctor, I don't want to go back to that house. Doctor said, you have to go. He's your husband. His mother came and told me that. Nkiru, Ndo, because they're from Edo State. Ndo, your husband will still beat you. It's part of marriage. His father too beats me. So it was like a revenge mission. Because your own husband beat you, that means your son must beat me. And whenever my ex-husband was beating me, his mother does not used to come and help. She saw it like a normal thing. To crown it all, I was living in a family house. Family, you people know how Edo people behave now. Family house. First sister, don't divorce. Second sister. The beating got so bad. At some point, I was making excuses for my ex. I was saying it was because I was stubborn. That's the reason why my ex used to beat me, because when he finished beating me, he would come and tell me sorry. That is because I'm stubborn. At some points, I began to believe that I was stubborn. That's why he used to beat me. He beat me to the point that I got tired. There was no blessing, see you. There was no fame. There was no money. This personality was not there when I was with my ex. I was a small girl. There was no money. There was no fame. There was no confidence. I was just there. Until I gave birth to my first son. Even when I gave birth to my first son, as a young mom, I didn't know that my son had jaundice. There's something they call jaundice. They had to put this light on his face. I don't know what they put, that light in the hospital to clear the eye. And my son's navel refused to fall, so it was infected. As a young mom, I gave birth through CS. I was still battling through that pain. The navel was infected. He had jaundice. I was down. His parents came to the hospital to visit. And because I was crying and just standing around the bed, the mother called my ex-husband and said that they came to the hospital and Nkiru refused to give them chair to sit down. My ex-husband called me under that pressure and started shouting at me that why did I not give his parents chair? If I tell you the things that made my ex-husband beat me, they always sound like a lie. That's why for every time I say this story, people are always saying, we want to hear your own husband side of the story, because it sounds like Blessing. There is no way you can say somebody is beating you like this and you do not do anything. My darling, I'm not telling you to believe me. When a man is a domestic violence man, when a man is toxic, you don't need to do anything for them to beat you. My ex will go as far as telling me, are you shining your eye for me? This is my eye that is normal. I have a big eyeball. So sometimes when I'm talking, I get to shine my eye. When I'm talking, you ask me, are you shining your eye for me? Bye, bullseye. I'll tell him I'm not shining my eye. That is how my eye is. Come and see slap. I didn't used to do anything. Beating me to my ex-husband was like might, was like power. He saw beating as a way of control. My ex-husband was 14 years older than me. We're not dragging anything. He was already working in the bank. I was just a bloody student. When he met me, I hadn't even entered university. I was struggling for admission. So there was nothing I was dragging with my ex-husband. There was no independence per se. To say, okay, it was because black. No, I didn't have anything. He was up there and I was down there. My ex-husband was the first person who gave me 5,000 naira in my life. He was the one that even exposed me to money. So it wasn't like, okay, nothing. He just enjoyed beating me. I think he enjoyed the vulnerability. I think he enjoyed the naivety. I think he enjoyed, I don't know. So when I gave birth to my first son, as a young mom, he drove my mom away when my mom came for Omugo. He sent my mom away because my mom came for Omugo and saw that I was not eating. My mom came into my house and I was drinking Gary as a new mom. My mom screamed, Nkiruka, or Gary even in? I said, yes. No food? I said, you know, when you love a man, you cover up. I said, he's coming. My mom took the next available taxi in Port Harcourt and asked, where can I get the next available market? My mom went to the market and shopped for every food item and brought it to the house. That day, she made pounded yam and white soup for me. When my ex-husband came back from work, he was angry that why will my mother come to his house and provide? That was the anger. My mom was even telling him, if you know that you are not financially okay, I can go with my daughter. It happens in Igbo land. When a woman gives birth, oftentimes, her mother can come and carry her. He said that my mother wants to separate him and his family. My mom said no. It makes it easy. Do you understand? Igbo people, you are here. When a woman gives birth in some places, you go and stay with your parents. It just helps the man. Maybe if the man is working, the man might not have time. He got angry that my mom wanted to come and separate his wife and him. The next thing, he told my mom to leave his house. This was after 2 weeks of having a child. CS. I've never had a cut in my entire life before. The only cut on my body is childbirth. The only scar on my body is childbirth. This guy did not consider me. He drove my mom away. My mom left. When my mom was leaving, she said, Nkiru, do you want to come with me? I told her, Mommy, let me make the marriage work. She said, Nkiru, be strong. She taught me how to bathe my 2-week-old son. And she told me, if the marriage is not working, come back home. I don't play with my mom. Because without the love and support of my mom, I don't know if I was going to leave that marriage. My mom said, any day you get tired, come back home. Come back home. I said, okay. From 2 weeks of childbirth, even as a mother, for those of you who are mothers, who have had children, one person cannot even bathe a child. Even if your mom come for omugwo, she would always have somebody around. Give me powder, give me cream, give me towel, you know, because the child is still very fragile. I did it alone. I was just 20 years then. 20 years old. No job. No money. It wasn't like my ex-husband was one rich guy. Alone. From 2 weeks old, I nursed my child with CS. After bathing him, I will put him on the bed. I will clean before I go and clean myself. And I will still have to cook something for this man to eat before he comes back. His mother went to another omugwo. I think one of his sisters gave birth. Not one person. Alone. I did it. I nursed my son from 2 weeks to 8 months. Even on his child dedication, I had to borrow money for him to buy the dress he wore on his child dedication. Why am I saying the story over and over again? Because when you make that decision of divorce, people think that you just stand up one day and just divorce. They don't know what you have endured and endured and endured before you say, I don't give a fuck anymore. People wake up every day and say, Blessing, you're strong. I wasn't born strong, but I just wanted to survive. The beating did not stop. The beating continued even while I nursed my son. Until my son got to 8 months and his mom came back from omugwo. And she came to see my son. And the first thing she said is, Nkiru, you tried though. You tried though. This boy, you try, your neck strong, oh. One night, I had finished feeding my son. As a new mom, I didn't know now. So I finished feeding him because I was cooking in the kitchen. So I just dropped him. I lay him down to go and drop the plate I was holding. I didn't know that when you finish feeding a child, that the child will have to belch, you know, or you have to lie the child in a particular corner. So I just laid him down. Before I came out from the kitchen, food was coming out from his nose and his mouth. The next thing, my ex-husband entered into the room and started shouting, Ogbanje, you want to kill my son? You want to kill my... You people need to see my ex-husband. Young, handsome, innocent. Osinachi's husband is even ugly. Osinachi's husband is not fine. If you see my ex-husband, you want to marry him. Very handsome, very young. He doesn't look like the story. So if you see my ex-husband now, I look like the troublemaker. He started calling me different name. Witch. You want to kill my son. You want to kill my son. He quickly. I told you we lived in the family compound. He called his mother. He called his sisters. All of them, you know. They carried my son. They took my son to the family house. I was just watching. So he came back to the room and told me, Nkiru, so you want to kill my only son? And I looked at him and I said, kill your only son? A child that I nursed from 2 weeks to 8 months? Suddenly your mom just came back 4 days ago. She's now the one that is saving your son. But I've been the one taking care of this child. And you are looking me in the face and saying I want to kill your only son. The next thing, he slapped me. When he slapped me, I told him, Lucky, don't slap me again. he slapped me again. That was the day I knew that the marriage was over. I picked up an electric iron by the corner and went close to him. For the first time in my life, I hit him on his chest and told him, Lucky Oko, if Mama born you well, raise your hand on me again. You know, all through the period that my ex-husband got married to me, he never saw the crazy in me. I did crazy. I'm not a normal person. But you know, when you love people, you try to hide those your bad characters. So to him, he thought he married a very weak girl. I wasn't weak. I was just in love. I told him, Lucky Oko, if Mama born you well, touch me again. I pushed him. For the first time in my life, I pushed my ex and he did not do anything. I think he had seen that part of me that he wanted to see. And I told him, if I no kill you, bury you for this place, call me bastard. I thought he was going to touch me. And I swore on my life I would have smashed that motherfucker's head and go in for it. I was ready at that point to kill that guy. He quickly ran to the family house and he didn't come back. I waited for about 2 hours for my child. I went to the family house and I knocked. Nobody answered me. It's a bungalow, so I turned to the backyard. And I went to the mother's window. I said, Mama, I want my child. If you don't bring out my child in the next 2 minutes, I'll march down this door. They thought I was joking. I knocked. They refused. By the time I kicked the door, they sent the house help to come and bring my child for me. So that was how they gave me back my son. I went into the house, breastfed him. That was when I knew that the marriage was over. I'm done. My ex came back after 2 days to the house. He was in the family house, so he was sending the house help to come and bring his shoe, his shirt, for him to go to work. I called my younger sister and I told her that I was done. I'm dying. I called a few of my friends and said I was dying. It's time to walk away. They encouraged me. They told me how much I have tried. And I asked my younger sister, Amara, how are we going to survive? Because then she was just in school. I think she was in year 2. She said to me, Sister Nkiru, and that's why I don't play with my kid sister. Sister Nkiru, I said, yes, come. No matter what it takes. Amara said to me, Sister Nkiru, anyhow it takes, we will survive. We are women. It was that one word that gave me the courage to take that walk. It was just survival. I woke up that morning, had my bath, and I prayed to God. I said, God, I'm tired. God, I'm just 21 years old. I know I have so much to offer. Even while I was in secondary school, I won the fastest runner. I was the games prefect. Everybody used to tell me, Blessing, you are a smart girl. My parents knew I was smart. I remember all the smart games I used to play, and I said, God, I know I have so much to offer. I don't want to die like this. I'm still too young. I said, God, I want to leave this marriage. I'm tired. I've tried. But I don't know where to go to. I don't know where to start from. I didn't even have up to 5,000 in my bank account. What are you talking about? I didn't even have up to 1,000 in my bank account. I said, God, I don't know where I'm going to, but I don't want to die like this. I just took my handbag. I didn't pack. When I left my ex-husband, I didn't pack load. He knows. That's why he cannot dare open his mouth. Let him come and talk. I dare him. I don't know what he would have told his previous wife. But if you ever come across this video and you're married to Lucky Oko, tell him to come and reply me. If Mama born am well, enough it. I picked just my Chanel handbag. You know how small Chanel handbag used to be? That was the only thing I took. I left my son because I didn't even know where I was going to. So I didn't want to carry my son because I didn't want to punish the little boy. I took my son to the family house and I dropped my son with his mother. I needed to at least go and find my feet before I come to carry a child. I was leaving that day and I said, God, I don't know where I'm going, so just show me a sign. I don't know, but I don't want to die here. Let me die hustling. Let me die struggling for something, but not just to sit down and watch a man beat me to death. At 21 years, there was so much I could offer. I told him that morning because he was in the house. I told him that where they operated me was paining me. So I just carried my bag. He told me, okay. I didn't have transport money. I stood at the gate in Abloma. I've never been to Port Harcourt for 12 years because of that incident. I took a walk. I walked to the junction. I think I had about 200 naira in my back pocket from the change of kerosene I had bought the other day. I went to AKTC Park in Waterlines, Port Harcourt. I wanted to beg for money. I wanted to beg them for money. But when I got to AKTC Park and saw the faces of the people in the park, and I'm like, these people even need money more than I do. I had to sell my wedding ring because I still had my wedding ring. Luckily for me, it was gold. So I sold it. So I think I sold it about 20-something or 30-something thousand then. So that was the money I had. I traveled to my friend's place in Akwa Ibom. I left this man in peace. I didn't fight my ex when I was leaving him. Nah. I didn't have a messy divorce. I walked away. I was ready to leave my son for my ex. I just went at my... I was tired. I left my property. I did not pick a pin. I did not pack clothes. For a woman to leave man and she no pack. I walked away. I called my parents and told my parents that I was fine, that I just needed to clear my head. My friend did not even know that I left my marriage. I told her that I was going to school for something. So by then, my ex had reported in the police station because he thought I was missing. So I called my mom and my parents and told them that I was fine. So my father reached out to him and told him that my daughter said she's fine. That was when he told my father that he wanted a divorce. My father said, okay, no problem. Come and take your bride price. So that was when he started rumoring that I'm a prostitute. I abandoned my child for prostitution. I did this, I did that, I did this, I did that. He said a lot of things. After 2 weeks of leaving him, I'm sorry guys that I'm crying. I'm fine. I'm not crying because I'm feeling pain. I'm crying. This is like tears of joy. This is like liberation for me. So he told my father that he wanted a divorce. The way he was rumoring that I abandoned my child for prostitution, everybody kept saying, go and carry your son, go and carry your son. I said, okay. After 2 weeks, after he finished rumoring, I went back to carry my son. That was where the drama started. It was in the process of me going to pick my son after 2 weeks. That was where the drama started. So I'm going to cut the long story short so that we can go back to the main issue. He refused to give me back my son. I went to the child welfare. Child welfare asked him to give me back my 8 months because by then my son was just 8 months. He refused. That was when he started using police to intimidate me. He would tell police to come and arrest me for threat of life. He went as far as telling police that I want to kill my son. I want to kidnap. There's nothing he didn't say. Police arrested me. I slept in the cell for 3 days. Because when they arrested me, nobody knew where I was. He would lure me. I think how police arrested me in Port Harcourt was that child welfare asked me to come and collect my child. He now said he was ready to give me my child, that I should come, because I used to come from Calabar then. I was still schooling. So I came all the way from Calabar, entered bus. So the day I was walking into child welfare, you know, for me to go and pick up my child, police arrested me. So nobody even knew where I was. He just set a trap for me. So I was in cell for over 3 days and nobody knew where I was, because, you know, police first of all collect your phone, put you in cell to punish you. Until even the police officer was telling him, Oga Lucky, this thing is not too much. Now your wife with this now. This man, I did not carry belly for him. I got married to my ex legally, traditionally, court-wise, white wedding. I did not get pregnant before marriage. People were now wondering, what did this woman do you? He couldn't say anything. If you ask my ex-husband what I did to him, he can't say. He can't say Nkiru cheated. Nkiru gave me fake DNA. Nkiru beats me. He can't say that thing that I did to him that made him punish me this much. Nothing. Nothing. He cannot place it. Because even in the police station, they were asking him, where did she do you? Nothing. I was just a small girl. I was just 21. If you even see me there and say, one alika was like boga fish. I had to call my uncle to come and be a shorty for me. He was taking me back and forth in police station. He said he wanted to go to the court until the day he took the case to court. My ex-husband took me to court on my son's birthday when my son turned 1. 17th of April. My first son turned 1 year. That was the day my ex said he was going to take me to court. He took me to court that day. And when we were waiting, we were outside. We were waiting for the judge. They were waiting for my shorty. Because I didn't even know what they were charging me for. I think they said threats to life and kidnap. So that was what he was taking me to court for in Port Harcourt. So they were still telling me to call my shorty who is going to come and bail me. So there was this my uncle in Port Harcourt I was trying to reach. We were still outside for us to go into the court for the case. Before my ex-husband's phone rang. Then they called him and told him that his father just died. I lost my father-in-law on my son's birthday. His father died on his son's birthday, where he was taking me to court to go and persecute me. It was due to his father's death that he called off the court case. To cut the long story short, it took me 5 years to get my son back. I went from customary court to high court. But at the end of the day, I won. Dear women and dear men, if you don't write your story and you die, your story will be a story of mockery. Why am I so shameless about sharing my domestic violence story? It's because I realize how powerful I am. A lot of people say we want to hear from your ex-husband. It's not my fault that he doesn't want to talk. But like I said, what does my ex-husband want to say when he's still beating his current wife? He won't dare speak. My ex-husband cannot talk. What does he want to say? Nothing. Because for once, I've never accused him. I don't accuse people. There's nothing I have said my ex-husband did to me that he did not do. Osinachi would have survived. She had all it takes to survive. a beautiful voice, people that loved her, because no matter how, she had people who loved her. At least Osinachi was not as controversial as Blessing. The reason why Blessing no fit stay for marriage now because her mouth too sharp. Osinachi's mouth was not sharp. The reason why Blessing no fit stay for marriage now because she dey show breast. Osinachi was covered up. The reason why Blessing no dey stay for marriage now because she controversial. Osinachi was conventional. She was, how do they even call it? She was on the covered side. And the reason why Blessing marriage no work now because she no be Christian, she know they call God. Osinachi carried God on her head. The reason why Blessing marriage scatter now because she know they quote Bible. Osinachi ate the Bible. But now, I won. Osinachi is dead, but I am alive, talking about her. They will always talk. What will people say? What will people say? They will always talk. What did I say? They will always talk. Just like they are talking right now. Just like as I'm saying something very important and somebody is asking me, Blessing, see you have 2 boys. Who is the father of the other boy? Now your papa, now in Bona. Your father is the father to my second son. You'll be so shocked that this idiot that is asking me this question is being beaten by her husband or her boyfriend. Don't worry, when you die, we will talk about you. What interests you more is who is the father to my second son. If you get to know the father to my second son, you want to fuck him? Or you want make him give you belly? Or you want marry him? It shows you that a lot of you are idiots. You don't focus on the things that will save you. You focus on the things that might kill you. We're talking about a very interesting topic. And you're focused on who is the father to my second son. It shows you how stupid you are. You want to know the father to my second son so that you want to knock him? Or you want to make him give you belly? It shows that you are an idiot. And many of you will still die idiots. Guess what? Blessing CEO will always be here to tell your idiotic story. If you refuse to learn, you'll become a lesson. We will tell your story. We will use you as an example. And the only thing we will tell you is ROIP. Don't listen. Be looking for who is the father of my second son. I will tell you. When I tell you the father of my second son, you will now use it to become a millionaire. Abi, you weren't born? Dear beautiful women and men, divorce is not a sin. It's not anywhere in the Bible. Even if you say divorce is a sin, what about fornication? You conveniently fornicate. What about adultery? Some of you married women are sleeping around, and many of you married men are sleeping around. How come you fear divorce and you don't fear fornication and adultery? There's so many 10 commandments of the Bible that have implication that you're not afraid of. Why is it that it's only when it comes to divorce you go begin quote Bible? But you are sleeping with girls that you are not married to. You can imagine an idiot that is a fornicator. You, where they fuck man, one can they talk to me, we get picking. You they whine me, you they mad. A fornicator want to judge a divorcee. Hey. Small boys where they sleep with small girls where they never marry. One judge person where don't marry. You know work con divorce. Look at the people that you are allowing to judge you. They are Allah. The people that are judging you are people that don't even want it. People who judge you as small children who are fornicating, who are they to judge? Fornicator, they judge divorcee. Between fornicator and divorcee get more respect because divorcee marry. Divorcee do waiting God talk. God, divorcee marry, divorcee multiply. Fornicator, One open mouth for Facebook, they judge person with divorce. You dey whine me, abi you dey mad? I'm supposed to hide as a divorcee. I'm supposed to be bold as a fornicator. You dey craze. I be your other sister because at least I marry. You no marry. You did the open leg, they fuck up and down. Me, I marry. Born. You won't come insult me. Now slap boom for heaven. For heaven, God will authorize you, make I slap Chris come on for your body. These are the people you are asking. These are the people you are saying, what will they say? What will they say? A fornicator. You are worried about what a fornicator, what an adulterous person will say. You are married about what a murderer, what a liar will say when you are divorced. Try and check out the people that will judge you. If you're a divorcee, you have an honor because you were married. So don't allow these urchins that are sleeping about judge you. That's the reason why, even as a divorcee, you'll be more successful than all those noisemakers. If divorce was a sin, when you come out for divorce, you're not go successful now. Divorce is not a sin. Stop allowing your pastor to brainwash you so that you don't go and die for nothing. If it's not working, get out. Marriage is not by force. Come here, beautiful woman. Let me tell you something. God does not save marriage. For better, for worse, it's not in the Bible. That nonsense. For better, for worse. Till death do you part. For richer, for poorer. Till death do you part. It's not in the Bible. God did not say you should go and die in marriage. That's a lie from the pit of hell. Stop letting Christianity and religion mess with your head and mess with your life. If you're a church member, the moment you die, they will replace you. Because Osinachi died, does not stop concert from happening. They will still sing this Easter. Maybe if they had booked Osinachi to come and sing in church, they go replace her. They will not say because Osinachi died, they're not going to do Easter concerts. They go still do Easter concerts. They go still pay person when go come sing Osinachi song. This Echo Eme, somebody will come and sing it. In fact, as Osinachi have that, they have replaced her. There is somebody that will come and play Osinachi. So, your survival is in your hands. What will people say? What will people say? First of all, before you start to think about what people will say, look at those people that are talking. You know, before I used to care about what people say until I started weighing the options of those talking. If you even come to the comment, just use my comment section as an example and look at the people that are negative. Just take instance. If you come across this video, after you finish watching this video, go and tap on every negative person's profile. You'll see that almost all of them are idiots. So when you are saying what will people say, what will people say, try and look at those people that are saying these things. Even in, do you understand? You know, sometimes when I say, just tap their profile, tap it like this, bam, you will see the idiots, the urchins that you are lying to judge you. People that have not even cleaned their pants or cleaned their private parts. Those are the ones you are saying, what will they say? Those are the ones you are living your life for. Please. Marriage is beautiful, but not to go and die. Jesus did not marry. Jesus did not marry. God, no marry. There are so many people in the Bible that were powerful that did not marry. Marriage is not power. You are power. You must be able to separate the word marriage from your persona. It is you that is the power, not the marriage. Marriage is just a word. That's the reason why when you take away your power, the marriage crumbles. So it is not the marriage that is powerful. It is you as a person. It is what you go into the marriage with that makes the marriage powerful. Your persona. So stop attaching so much power to that bloody word. That word marriage is just a dead word. It is you that breathe life into that word marriage. The day you go, the marriage dies. Until you begin to understand that you are the power. You will stop giving your power to a man or to a woman. If it's not working, get out. There is no biblical verse that says you should die for another human being. Jesus have died. God have sent his only begotten son to come and die. Nobody say you should go and die. You are not Jesus Christ. You are not Jesus Christ. Even Osinachi will still go and face God in heaven. If there is anywhere like heaven, Osinachi will still go and face God in heaven and answer God why she allowed a human being like her take her life. If her husband is actually the one that killed her, God is still going to ask her, Osinachi, with all the power I gave you, you sat down and allowed a man take your life. A man that cannot sing like you. Because Osinachi's husband does not have any talent. God will still ask her question. I gave you life. You sat somewhere and allow a fellow human being take that life away from you. Because Osinachi is more useful than her husband. Osinachi is more useful to God than her husband. Osinachi has won more souls for God than her husband. Yet, she sat down and allowed somebody rip that beauty of her. You can survive. A lot of these people who troll, who insult, are women beaters or are facing beating. They will beat you to death. Trolling doesn't kill. Use me as an example. If words were to kill people, Blessing CEO would have died. I probably wouldn't have been able to survive. But with all the trolling and all the talk, I'm still the #1 relationship therapist in Africa. As a divorcee, I'm still the only relationship therapist that will go live and have 5,000 people viewing me. But I'm divorced. How many married relationship therapists can pull this kind of crowd? Nobody. At least in Nigeria or maybe Africa. Even as a divorcee, I have more power than married people. Because a lot of you are married and suffering. And everybody now knows that many of you are married and suffering. So divorce doesn't make you less of a person. I'm a divorced woman and I'm still very powerful. I'm a divorced woman and I can still pull crowd. I'm a divorced woman and I can still be successful and I can still be loved. I'm a divorced woman and I'm a survivor. So divorce doesn't make you less of a person. Whether you marry, they go talk. You divorce, they go talk. Now talk. If they no talk, their mouths could smell. Their work, not to talk. Right? Your life will always be a topic. It's just natural. So do what is best for you. Please. It's okay to survive. All right? What will people say? What will people say? They will always say. They don't like Blessing CEO. I don't like Blessing CEO. Relationship expert when no get relationship. Who they watch Blessing CEO? I don't like Blessing CEO. That girl they deceive young girls. She too they deceive young girls. But you are always on my live video. Leave that girl, she too talk. But you can't do without my talk. It simply means that the divorce did not take away my power. Divorce did not take away my brain. Divorce did not take away my intelligence. This is who Blessing is, with or without marriage. I am trying to show you that whether you are married or you are not married or you are divorced. Because say you divorce, no means say they collect your sense or they collect your brain. You can be divorced and even more sensible than a lot of married couples. A lot of people who marry no get sense. So marriage does not make you superior. Marriage does not give you anything. It is you yourself that is the persona that gives yourself that thing. Because people add so much superiority. But when you are married, how many married people get sense? How many married people can actually stand me intellectually? A lot of them can't now. If I ask a lot of married people now about marriage, they don't even know why they're married. I'm going to host a seminar. I'm going to ask a lot of people, why are you married? I've been married for 5 years. If I ask a lot of married people now why they are there, they don't know. They are just there. So you can't judge me. Nah. I'm not that kind of woman that you judge. Because I know who I am. And marriage doesn't define me. What defines me is my capability, my capacity, and my worth. Osinachi have died. Do you know what we are remembering? I will take you back to my teaching. We are remembering Osinachi now because of her voice. If Osinachi did not leave any legacy behind, we would have forgotten her. Osinachi is still trending because she had something beautiful. We will always remember Osinachi because of the legacy that she left behind. Her voice. That is what Osinachi will be remembered for. Not the man that she married, or even how many children that she has. Osinachi is dead, but she's the attention. In few days right now, we'll forget her husband. If not because her husband beat her, we will not even remember that one safe. If not because say they don't drag her children, we will not even remember her children. We would only remember Osinachi because of her legacy. Nobody will remember you for being married. Nobody will even remember you for having children. People will remember you for the life that you touched. For the things that you gave humanity. So you better go back to the drawing board. What will people say? What will people say? Osinachi is so lucky that she had a voice. If not, we would have only remembered her for a woman that a man killed. She was so lucky that despite the pain that she was going through, she left a legacy behind, which was a beautiful voice. But if Osinachi did not have any talent, we would have remembered her for that woman where the husband beat, kill. How do you want people to remember you? I'm going to tell you, I never knew Osinachi before. I've never seen her before, but I know her song. I know of Ekueme, Ekueme. I was even thinking it was this Chinwe that sang that song. I think Chinwe. I was thinking it was Chinwe that sang Ekueme, Ekueme. I've never seen Osinachi. I don't know her. It was as she died. They started saying Osinachi, the one that sang Ekueme. I was like, is this woman? I've never known her before. Now you see that her song is now trending. What are we trending about Osinachi apart from the fact that her husband killed her? Her song. Even those that did not know that she sang that song now know her. It's called legacy. That is what you should live and that is what you should die for. Nobody's going to remember you for the idiot man that you married or for the idiot woman that you married. We are going to remember you for how you touched our lives. You better have that at the back of your mind before you say you want to die for anybody or you want to die for any marriage. With this viewpoint of mine, I hope I've been able to convince and not to confuse you. Somebody said, since you know so much, why were you not able to keep your marriage? These are the questions you're going to get. I'm going to reply you. I know so much about marriage, but I cannot keep a human being. And I'm going to ask you, since you have sense, why are you still stupid? Because your question is actually a stupid question. No matter what I know, I cannot keep somebody that does not want to be kept. Knowledge does not mean you must force people to take it. A lot of knowledgeable people are not even in good relationship because you might have knowledge, but the person you are with, is the person teachable? For me to stay with you, I need to be able to teach you. Just like some of you on Facebook right now. Some of you are still stupid in as much as you are following me. Why some people are wise for following me? Amongst all my followers, we will still have the stupid ones and we'll still have the wise ones. All of you are following Blessing CEO. Why all of you not wise? Many of you will still die of domestic violence. Why can't you people run? Because you people, this story I'm telling you, you've heard it more than... You see this story I've said. I'm still going to say it 50 times. And some of you will still die in domestic violence. So one thing is to be married. No matter how smart you are, you cannot force a human being to stay now. So when you ask me this question, I still see how stupid most of you are. By saying, no, everything you know, why can't you keep your marriage? Nobody can keep anybody. No matter how smart I am, no matter what I know, even if I cannot force you to stay. Will I break your head and put it there? It's a choice. It's intentional. Knowledge does not mean that everybody in your district must have sense. Some of you, your parents have sense, but you are useless. There are some useless children that came out of a productive family. Your mother is a doctor, your father is a lawyer, you are a drug dealer. You never see such family. Only you no get sense. You never see when woman go back, born 5 children, 2 no go get sense. But the woman gets sense. Have you not seen personalities that are doing well for themselves and their children decide to be stupid? You never see where pastor children are idiots. Have you not seen where a pastor child does not have sense? You've not seen. So will the pastor kill himself? The pastor go down preach to him, Pikin no one here, he go kill him. So it's the same thing as marriage now. So no matter how smart I am, I can't force a man to stay. If I still marry husband today, mess up, I go divorce him. My smartness is not for someone. My smartness is knowing when to take a walk. My smartness is not to make marriage work. My smartness is to know when to walk away from marriage. Now, being knowledgeable, let me quickly teach you something. Being knowledgeable and aware is not that you have the power to make something perfect. Being knowledgeable and aware simply means you have the power and you know when to leave. Some of you don't know when to leave. That's the reason why you die. Osinachi did not know when to leave. Osinachi was smart. Osinachi was intelligent. Osinachi was God-fearing. Osinachi was beautiful. But the difference between me and Osinachi is that I have sense more. I know when to exit. I knew when to say, I know they do again, I know one die. But that's the difference between me and Osinachi. It doesn't mean that, because I'm smart, my smartness is to come and be keeping man. No, don't get it wrong. As a woman, your smartness is not to be keeping any man. No. As a man, your smartness is not to keep. Your smartness as a man or a woman is to know when to take a walk, to know when to run, to know when to carry your khaki and come out. Just like when your wife is insulting you, your wife is holding your shirt. Being smart as a man is to know when to collect your khaki and get out. Is to know when to bang the door and leave. Being smart as a woman is when a man is boxing you, is to know when to carry your box and go back to your father's house. So your smartness is not to go and be making somebody to love you or to be making... No, that is not right. They will kill you. Because Osinachi was trying to be smart by making her marriage work as a Christian woman. To her, she was smarter than Blessing. At the end of the day, I am smarter than Osinachi. Osinachi thought she was smart by hiding her pain, by covering up the man, by lying, by trying to make her marriage work because she's a gospel singer. Osinachi was saying, I cannot be a gospel singer and make my marriage not to work. To her, she was trying to be smart. They don't kill her. Osinachi that was trying to be smart to make her own work, she don't die. She was trying to do, I'm a gospel singer. I cannot be a Christian and my marriage will not work. I cannot have this voice. I cannot use this voice to beg God. Her marriage, they don't kill her. So that was not smartness. That was foolishness. Your smartness is not to make marriage to work. Your smartness is to know when to say, we move. That is smartness. So don't let anybody be blackmailing you into saying blah, 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 blah. So know when to move. Somebody said, are you a certified relationship counselor or are you just a Facebook entertainer? That question, I'm going to throw it back to you. If you're a smart person and you watch people, you go and read about them. So if you want to know if I'm a certified counselor or a Facebook entertainer, Olga, please go and do your research. Some of you don't have sense. Do your research. Anything you want to know, read. Maybe if you want to know bad news about people, you will rush to Gist Love and go and read. But when it comes to knowing about, if you want to know about Blessing, go and read about me. If you Google me, I'm everywhere. Just type Blessing CEO in your Google. Everything about me will pop up. You will now know if I'm a Facebook entertainer or I'm a certified relationship counselor. When it's time for people to use your brain and do work, you come and be asking me foolish questions. But all those nonsense rumors that you heard about me, did you come to ask me? When you heard all those bad news, you come to say, Blessing. Now, true say you do and you know do. You reach certification, you can't ask me. Go those places where they go to go read news now. Or you Google me now. Can't they ask me if I be Facebook entertainer or I be relationship counselor? Okay, get out. Can't hear a word. So, I think I've answered that question about the person that said, how come I know so much and I could not keep my marriage? So I think I've responded to that question. My knowing so much is not to keep my marriage. My knowing so much is knowing when to leave the marriage. Knowledge is not to keep anybody. Knowledge is knowing when to exit in a place you are no longer wanted. That is what knowledge is for. They did not say you should go and use your knowledge and be fighting for people. No, be your work, be that. Good. Any other question? Any other question, guys? Somebody said, you respond like an irresponsible woman, be wise. I respond like an irresponsible woman. I don't need to be responsible now to please you. If you say I respond like an irresponsible woman, you're an idiot, Oga. How irresponsible is that? Come on, get out of my live video. When you cannot manipulate women, you go begin say that they are irresponsible. Do I look like that your wife that you kept in your house? Come on, get out. You come my live video, come tell me how to respond. If you say I respond like an irresponsible woman, get out of the live video. The entire Europe for you. Go to the responsible women's video now. You see irresponsible woman, you still there. I wonder how people come to people's page and be telling them how to be responding to you. You think that I'm that your wife that you manipulate. When you reach your house, you begin tell your wife how to respond to you. But when you come Facebook, I will respond to you anyhow I want to respond to you. If you don't like it, get out. Next question. Next question. I just want to appreciate you for always speaking sense. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Somebody said, do you think her friends did well by keeping her mouth shut? If somebody come and tell you a secret and ask you to keep your mouth shut, you keep your mouth shut now. So, any other question? Somebody said self-acclaimed certified relationship therapist. Oh, really? The most important thing is that you're listening to me. I'm the most popular one, right? And I'm not the only relationship therapist in your damn faces. Choke on it now. Self-acclaimed, we popular, pass the real claimed. Self-acclaimed, we famous, pass all the one way, you know. So, even if you call me self-acclaimed, I still famous pass your papa. People still listen to me more than those people you claim have certificates. How come you're always here? You people say I'm not certified and I don't deserve. But now only me be the relationship therapist if you get like 5,000 viewers for her life. Nah, it is better to be self-acclaimed though. Why are you not in the live videos of the relationship therapists that you feel that are deserving? You know what I mean? But not only me, every time when I go, they pursue me up and down. Ungrateful motherfuckers. It's because I give you so much for free now. All your so-called ones where you like, they can't give you what I give you. It's only Blessing CEO that will tell you that honest truth that will jam your face. Only Blessing CEO is bold enough to show you your reflection. That's why no matter how you talk rubbish, you can still do without me. So, no cap. Blessing CEO. Now, mine you be. You wine me. Next question. Someone says some men are just angry with you because they know that you're opening their wives' eyes. Their anger will not change anything. Who their anger help? Somebody said, Auntie Bleble, you're highly rugged. Now our society is rugged. Though. I just love you because you say things the way they are. Thank you so much. You're bold, you're energetic. I love you, mentor. I love you too. You're so right. God bless you for saying the truth. Thank you so much. Tell them I love. I just like you. Keep telling the truth. Thank you. There must be laws that should guide the vulnerable Nigerians. Unfortunately, we don't have laws, so we have to protect ourselves. Love how you answer questions, sweetie. We give them back to back. Bars, booze. Please leave negative comments and focus on people. No, we have to answer the negative and the positive because it is negative and positive that is power. Somebody said, I know they take you serious. You know why? You too, they talk to people without regards. Rosemary Godwin, whether you they take me serious or you know they take me serious, the most important thing is say you did my live video. And when you die and then kill you, we go tell you RIP. You don't need to take me serious. You not consign me. Whether you take me serious or you don't take me serious, if then kill you, we're not going to even remember yourself. So, madam, get out. People where you don't take serious, you don't listen to them. All those your pastor where you take serious, you use their advice. Are you not still stupid? You're not taking blessing serious. The girl said she doesn't take me serious because I don't have regard. All those your pastors where you they take serious, you don't use their advice. You they whine me. Your mama and papa, where you take serious, you listen to their advice. You don't want to take blessing CEO because you know the one your mama give you can go take that. Your mama don't give you advice. They force you, make you take me serious. Take your mother serious, because if you take your parents serious, you get some kind of breakfast and some sign life where you know if you even take your mama serious. Now, I mean, you want to come and get out. I'm supposed to beg you to take me serious. Consign me. If you don't want to take me serious, get the fuck out. I supposed to beg you. I don't get regards. Between me and you, who's supposed to get regards? I be your mate. For real life, if you see me, you go fit talk to me. Rosemary, wait talk, say I don't get regard. Now because say you see me for Facebook. On a normal day, if you see me for real life, between two of us, who's supposed to get regard? If I see you for real life, I even slap you, joy. If you see me for real life, if you walk up to me, tell me nonsense. You know fits now. So Facebook, you can't tell me, say I don't get regard for you. Because say you buy 100 naira data to come listen to blessing, see you will go help your life. At the help your life, you see they tell me, say I supposed to get regard for you. You decrease. You smoke. You know, say something. Only you, they come my Facebook live, come learn, come get free lecture. See, they tell me, make I get regard for you. You pay me? You go more. You never even pay 1 naira for my lecture, and they find respect. What if you people start to pay me? You don't get money to even pay. Because people that even pay me, they respect me. Can't be all these urchins. We just buy 100 naira data. They never even pay 1 naira. If you're supposed to pay for consultation, do you think you can afford me? If you pay me now, consult me, come my office. Fear I go agree you talk. If you come near my office or you come to me one-on-one, you can't open your mouth when I'm talking now. Now, yes, ma, you go to talk. You better see Facebook with your 100 naira that and I see blessing. You're not going to listen to me because I don't have regard. Could you get out of this place? See all these small Facebook children. Regard you. Who you be? Get out. Next question. Somebody said, how you know so much of everything amazed me. I think it's experience. I don't know why not this was what you did. Somebody said you want to be a counselor. You have no credentials. Hold on, I want to read that. You have no credentials in relationship counseling. You are just mere Facebook entertainer. Okay, sir, I don't hear you now. He said if you want to be a relationship counselor, you don't have credentials. Let me ask you, what are the credentials of relationship counseling? Let me make a fool of that idiot. Make I call him now. Oga, you go see many people are idiots. Regarding you say for you to be a relationship therapist and you don't have credentials. What are the credentials of relationship therapy? Because now blessing see you be one of the relationship therapists we will not know. You people don't even know jack about relationship therapy now. The only people you call counselors are your pastors now. So a lot of you Nigerians don't know jack about therapy now. That's why you always think that for you to be a therapist, you must be a pastor. You must, look a certain way. You go to church. Because a lot of you don't go and ask pastors whether they have certificates. Oh, because I know they pulpits now. Because I know they wear suits. They do, bless you, Lord. Bless you, Lord. A lot of your pastors that are giving you counseling, they don't have certificate now, do they? Most pastors that are counseling you, do they have any certificate? I don't blame you now. Don't worry. If you want to know if I'm certified, come to my office. I have an office now. You can't even pay me. That's the funniest part. You can't pay me. It's so easy for you to talk all these things because you have access to me on Facebook. But very soon, you won't have it now. It's because you can easily stroll into my live videos and get free knowledge. That's why you can come and be asking me, blessing. Normally, relationship therapists don't give free knowledge. Every productive conversation a relationship therapist wants to give you, you must pay. You people can call me anything because you get it for free. That's all now. But at least I'm one of the famous entertainers in relationship now. If I can pull this kind of crowd, so there's no certificate I want to get about relationship I cannot get. If I can get this far, because a lot of people that have certificate are trying to get to where I am right now. They are still struggling. So if I can get to this point, there's no certificate I want to get I cannot get now. Don't you think so? It's not a certificate. So why are people making any more noise? They shout certificates. And the problem is that a lot of you who want to throw, you don't do your research. That's always the crazy thing. You people just be talking. Do you understand? Certificate. How you take no say I don't get certificate? That's what I'm asking. Other relationship therapists that you know, how do you know that they have certificate? Now only blessing on the power they reach now because now blessing 9 they give on a gbasbos. Other relationship therapists where you see their certificates. They show you certificates. You can't reach Blessing because Blessing has gotten to a peak of her life. So you want to do investigation. If you want to know if I have certificates, come to my office now. I have an office in Enugu. And I'm going to be opening the biggest therapy lounge in Lagos. If you get money, come. Because the office where they open for Lagos, make I know whether you go get liver. Because for you to come to my office in Lagos, you go first of all get liver now. Make I see whether you go get liver, come. If you want to know if I'm certified, come to my office. All the documents, I will show you. Because if you come to my office, for you to see me now, to know if I'm certified, you go first of all pay for consultation. So if you want to make all those inquiries, I'm not cheap now. I can't come and start showing you certificates on Facebook as waiting. Because no matter how many certificates I show you, you cannot still afford me. You cannot still afford me. So what do you need my certificate for? It's only when you have paid me. Maybe when you pay, you now say, okay, Blessing, I actually paid for consultation. You go pay. I want to know how far, what's your certificate? That's when I can come and start explaining. Okay, this is what I have. This is not be all this Olori Buruku that can't give you 1 naira. You just bump into somebody's free face because they ask the person, you get certificate. Who you be? You get money. But get out. Next question. Somebody said, Blessing, there are some things that you should ignore. I will answer everything. That's the reason why I'm Blessing CEO. I know they ignore, I go talk everything. If you know, like, I shift. Next question. Next question. Somebody said, where in Enugu I want to visit? Go to my biography. All the informations you need are on my bio. Learn to study. Okay? So if you want to have all the information, my office address. If you Google my office address now, it will come out. So if people don't research, you just come on live videos and start talking. Do your research. Research about Blessing. No can they give me a headache. Somebody said people have certificate but still can't express themselves. I will leave all these noisemakers. Once they see that you're becoming successful, it's normal now. Once they see that they start to throw all these things at you now. They even asked Buhari of his secondary state. Some people even came and said one time that Buhari did not go to school. So it's normal now. So these things will always come. When they start asking you all this question, just know that you have gotten to your peak. So, but the question is, if you want to have all those professional information, you come to the person's office now. Bigger. Any other question, guys? Somebody said, does the certificate really matter? Certificate does not necessarily matter in therapy, but it just helps you back up. Certifying yourself as a relationship therapist is like an exposure. It's not like you know what you're doing. There's so many people with certificate, yes, they don't have sense. Some people actually study psychology in school and they don't know what to do with psychology. Yes, there's so many psychology students that don't know anything about psychology. So certificates, does it matter? Certificates is just like a backup. And in this part of the world, you need 1 or 2 certificates to just... It doesn't mean you know what you're doing. But when you actually know what you're doing, just like when you study psychology and you know what you're doing, but a lot of people who study psychology don't even know the power of the courses that they have now. You get... If you still give them certificate, they go still tell you, say, make you go bring husband. If you bring husband, they go tell you, say, make you go bring children. Facebook is a very fun place. It's an entertaining place. I just get to laugh, and just smile when I read some of their comments. Small children. And that's why most people actually shy away from Facebook. Because on a normal day, if they first of all enter your office, go catch them. The real people who actually pay you, you don't see them on Facebook making noise now. The real people who pay you for for your content, for what you can give. All these ones where they ask for certificate, they don't even go to school. Some of them don't even graduate. If you give them now certificate, all these people saying, blessing, where's your certificate? They don't even know what certificate. If you tell them which certificate, they don't know. Most of them don't even know jack about relationship therapy. Blessing, here's a certificate. So anytime why they can't do like, we carry the certificate, paste here. Hey, I'm a certified relationship therapy. Certificate no go still make you pay. You no get money, they say you no get money. Moga go and sit down and beg. How do I begin my journey as a relationship therapist? That's not what this video is about. If you want to know about that, you pay for consultation. This video is not about how to teach you how to become a relationship therapist, so don't divert the topic. If you want to know about relationship therapies, how to begin your journey, you can pay for a private consultation. Somebody said, what are your achievements so far as a relationship therapist? My achievement so far is you. You are my achievement. Because as a relationship therapist, I've been able to win so many souls like you. Following me is an achievement. Knowing me is an achievement. Talking about me is an achievement. So, as a relationship therapist, my achievement is winning your soul. Getting you to listen to me every day is power. My achievement as a relationship therapist is to gather up to 5. Each time I come live, 5,000 people will appear. You know what it means? These 5,000 people that are listening to me is like 5,000 crowd. You know when you go to church and you gather 5,000, you know what it is to gather 5,000 crowd? That's what happened. Me, my own is not just Nigeria, because when you go to all this crusade, you gather 5,000 crowd in Nigeria. Me, I gather 5,000 crowd all over the universe. Because on Facebook, when you have up to 5,000 people listening to you, it's worldwide. So that's the achievement, okay? Any other achievement past that one? They know me for every country. They talk about me. They're talking about my work. I've been able to impact a lot of lives with my words. That is the achievement. You get another achievement way past that one. The same way Osinachi was able to impact a lot of people with her voice. Her own was singing. My own is talking. Osinachi impacted people with her voice by singing. Me, I'm impacting people with my voice by talking. So that's my achievement. Any other question? Hello? Afternoon, how are you doing? I'm alright, and you? I do. No, when you join them? More apa? On your one boy, give one madam. I'm not in town. Maybe I'm coming back maybe next tomorrow. When I come in, then I go drop by, see you now. Oh, but so no gaffy. You do not stop by. But say I hate but no gaffy. So when I come back now, I could just stop around you. Oh, hunger don't catch me. 4 o'clock. Chineke me. 4 o'clock don't knock. Now he might lie down here. They talk plenty. So guys, with this viewpoint of mine, I hope I've been able to convince and not to confuse you that please, you should run away from a domestic violence relationship and marriage. I love you guys. I have a meeting, so I need to go take my shower, dress up, and look beautiful and sexy and hot. I think I want to go for a massage. After that, I think I should go for the meeting. After the meeting, I go for the massage. Thank you so much, guys. I love you guys very much.